What's new? From January 23 to March 21, 2024, the event, Strengthening the Capabilities of the Special Forces of the National Defense Secretariat, will take place as part of the bilateral military cooperation mechanism. During this period, U.S. military personnel will provide training to members of the National Defense Secretariat, SEDENA. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has requested the necessary authorization from the Senate to allow the entry of 11 U.S. military personnel into Mexico, who will be carrying weapons and ammunition. The purpose of these military members is to provide training to elements of the National Defense Secretariat, SEDENA. Within the framework of the mechanism known as the Bilateral Military Cooperation Roundtable, the request submitted to the Senate outlines that the National Defense Secretariat, SEDENA, in collaboration with the U.S. Northern Command, has planned, as part of the Annual Activities Plan 2024, the execution of the event titled, Strengthening the Capabilities of the Special Forces of the National Defense Secretariat. The purpose of this event is to promote cooperation with the United States Armed Forces through the exchange of training, which will enable addressing common threats in the Northern Hemisphere of the American continent and strengthen the bilateral military relationship. The document 112.cjf.ksec, W23, from the Subsidiary Office of Consultation and Constitutional Studies of the Legal Counsel of the Federal Executive, CJF, states the following. For military training, the delegation would enter with the weaponry, ammunition, and equipment described in the single annex. The mentioned annex, detailing the weaponry, ammunition, and equipment for military training, was not included in the Parliamentary Gazette where the corresponding request was published. The planned training activity is scheduled to take place at the Special Forces Training Center in Temamatla, State of Mexico, as well as at the Regional Training Center of the 1st Military Region in San Miguel de los Yagais, State of Mexico. This training is scheduled to occur from January 23 to March 21, 2024. Upon obtaining the authorization from that legislative body, a delegation consisting of 11 instructor members from the 7th Special Forces Group of the Northern Special Operations Command of the United States Army would enter national territory. As specified, the mentioned delegation is scheduled to arrive in Mexico aboard a C-130 Hercules aircraft from the United States Air Force. This aircraft is set to land at the Felipe Angeles International Airport, located in the state of Mexico, on January 22, 2024, and is scheduled to depart the country on March 22, 2024. The delegation of U.S. military personnel consists of Arnulfo A. Moran, James McDowell, Jeffrey T. Onsted, Derek Q. Dees, Brandon A. Urong, Logan W. McFadden, Gabriel K. Elliott, Maverick Gurka, Abraham Fernandez, Joseph E. Chernesky, and Brian P. Calvo. It is worth noting that the last time the Senate approved a request of this nature from the federal executive was on March 30. On that occasion, with a vote of 75 in favor and 1 against, the full chamber approved the decree authorizing the head of the federal executive to allow the passage through national territory of 12 members of the United States Army. This was for their participation in the Joint Combined Exercises training conducted at the National Training Center in Santa Gertrudis, Chihuahua, from April 6 to May 11 of that year. Please comment on what you thought of the news, give the video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. If you deem it necessary, you can share this video on your social media.